Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashatya Desatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhayascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I seek blessings from all assembled devotees, especially worshipable Pyari Mohan Prabhu and Jiva Mataji, and all my senior God brothers, God sisters, and other all devotees here. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on the glories of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, whose appearance day we just celebrated past week. So we'll first discuss on the Tattva of Lord Nityananda Prabhu for a while, and then we will also discuss few pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So Lord Krishna appears in so many forms, in so many, in all the ages, all yugas. And in Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, all the incarnations, main incarnations are given, and then says, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. How Krishna is the Lord himself. So they're all avatars, and Krishna is avatari. He is the Swayam Bhagavan himself. So is Krishna, how? Because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So same Krishna appears more than 500 years back as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for this Kali Yuga. So he is also avatari, that means from whom all other expansions or other avataras, ete chamsa kalapamsha, or who are expansions appear. So he is non-different from Krishna. Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Non-different from Krishna. And he is both Radha and Krishna. So when Lord appears, he always appears with his associates. So Lord appears not just alone, he always appears with his associates. Similarly, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he also appeared with his associates. Just want to share. So his associates are Panchatattva. So we all know the Panchatattva. We worship every day Panchatattva. And we worship with this mantra, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarubhakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So these are 5 associates of 5, including Lord Mahaprabhu, are 5 associates of Mahaprabhu when he appeared. So who are they? They are these 5. First is, who is the Krishna? They are Krishna, but they are appeared in 5 different forms. First is Bhakta Rupa. Here Bhakta Rupa is Krishna. Krishna appears as the form of a devotee, Bhakta Rupa. Now the special incarnation, he appeared as form of a devotee. We'll discuss why he appearing as the form of devotee. But he appears as devotee, Bhakta Rupa. And then there is Bhakta Swarupam. Who is Bhakta Swarupam? Swarupakam, that is Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is expansion of Mahaprabhu. Like Lord Balaram is expansion of Lord Krishna. So he is expansion, Swarupa. Same he is expanded, is same. So he is Swarupa, Bhakta Swarupam, that is Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And Bhakta Avataram, and the incarnation of Lord as the devotee is Gadadhar, Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya is appearing as Bhakta Avataram and Bhaktakyam. So Bhaktakyam here is Bhakta himself, the devotee, that is Srivas Pandit. We all know Srivas Pandit. Then Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Bhakta Shaktikam is the potency, the Shakti, the internal potency of devotee, that is the devotional service is Radharani. And the Radharani appears as Gadadhar Pandit. So these 5 forms of Mahaprabhu's appears, they are not different, they are one. They are one, like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Panchatattva eka vastu nahi kichu bheda, rasa afsa adayatabu vivida vibheda. So it's Panchatattva eka vastu nahi kichu bheda. So this Panchatattva are one. Krishna is appearing, Lord Mahaprabhu is appearing as one entity, one unit, but in 5 different forms. Why it is like that? For rasa aswadana. So for rasa aswadana, for relishing that the devotional pleasure or devotional service, he is appearing in these 5 different forms. Or all are represented as devotee, but they are all one. So when we are worshipping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, means we are worshipping Panchatattva. Panchatattva, they are always together. So Mahaprabhu's, and then especially Nityananda Prabhu is his direct expansion. So this Lord, now why Lord Mahaprabhu, like we discussed, like how Mahaprabhu is avatari, but he comes in the form of devotee. Why is coming as a form of devotee is given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in this beautiful verse. Anarpitam chiram chirat karunaya vritar kalau samarpayutam munnato jvala rasam swabhaktim shriyam haripurata sundara jiti kadamba sandipita sadahudaya kandare spurato vasachinandanaha. It's a very important verse for all of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas to know the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or to know the mission of Panchatattva is beautifully explained in this verse. Anarpita chiram chirat. Anarpita. It was never offered. It was never offered, anarpita. Charim chirat. It was never offered for a very long time. It was never given for a long time. What is that never given long time? That is, which is never given for a very long time or never given, that is Karunaya Vatirina Kalau. But that is given in, very mercifully, it is given in Kali Yuga. Samarpayatum, it has been offered in Kali Yuga. What is that? Swabhakti Shriyam. That is the devotional service. Shriyam, Swabhakti, his own devotional service. Lord has never offered his own devotional service. He has offered that in Kali Yuga. Why Lord didn't offer devotional service? He comes in many incarnations, but he gave opportunity for devotional service. He came as Narsinghadev, and he came as we just recently celebrated Varaha Tvadashi. He came, and there are devotees of Varaha Dev. So he is coming and performing his leelas and is giving that swabhakti, he is giving the devotional service. Yes, he gives opportunity for devotional service, but not unnatojvala rasam. Hear this, unnatojvala rasam. What is that unnatojvala rasam swabhakti? Unnatojvala rasam is that that rare, that effulgent rasam, that devotional service which is madhurya rasa. The madhurya rasa, and especially the worship of Krishna by gopis, that was never offered. Anarpita charim chirat. That was never offered, and that is being offered by whom? In Kali Yuga by Sachinandana. Hari Purat Sundara Dyuta Kadamba Sandita. And how is he? He's Hari himself. He's coming as a devotee. He is with very beautiful, splendid effulgence he has. Hudaya Kandare Spuru was Sachinandana, and he is offering in the hearts of all the in the golden form. He is offering this this which is never offered, this Madhurya Rasa, worshipping Krishna in Madhurya Rasa, is being offered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or the Panchatattva, who are offering this rare devotional service. So he not only is offering this treasure, when Krishna appeared in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna accepted this Madhurya Rasa, the love of gopis, the devotionals of gopis. He accepted, he relished it, but he didn't distribute it. He didn't teach others how to worship him through the mood of gopis. He didn't distribute. So when same Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he not only relished, it was in Dwapariga, this Madhurya Rasa is locked in the treasure house, in the treasure, it is kept as locked. It was not given out. But when Panchatattva, Mahaprabhu came, Panchatattva, they plundered this treasure house. They broke open this lock and they plundered this treasure house and distributed freely to each and everyone in this Kali Yuga. So that is this verse is telling that this is that is the mission of Mahaprabhu or mission of Panchatattva, is to distributing. And the beauty of this distribution is that this treasure house, as one is distributing, they are distributing, the treasure is increasing again and again. It is increasing. The treasure is going on increasing. Treasure. So that's kind of spiritual transcendental treasure. In the world, the worldly treasure, we have treasury in US. As soon as they do some stimulus or something, they have to print more, and then that whole becomes inflation and all. It is all so many side effects. But this treasure of the Madhurya Rasa, which Panchatattva are rendering and distributing, as they're distributing, it's increasing. It is in this Kali Yuga, and then as it's increasing, Mahaprabhu has given to Lord Nityananda Prabhu to go and distribute it to everyone without seeing any qualification. That's why we worship Gaur Nitai. So he plundered the treasure house, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So he is more merciful than Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he has given that because he is Bhakti Rupa, his expansion. He is given to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is more merciful than Lord Chaitanya, and he is distributing. That's why Prabhupada has introduced worship of Gaur Nitai. Of course, we have Panchatattva temple also in San Diego. But generally everywhere Prabhupada has established Gaur Nitai worship because they both are very merciful. And in that especially, Lord Nityananda Prabhu is very, very merciful. So it's a great celebration that we are celebrating his appearance day. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared in the Ekachakra Dham. So Ekachakra Dham is in West Bengal. So he appeared more than 500 years back. So in Lord appeared, Ekachakra is a holy place. Anybody knows where Ekachakra Dham reference is given other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita, other than Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared? Have you heard of Ekachakra Dham? Any other place in the scriptures?
Mahabharat.
Mahabharat? Yeah. What is in Mahabharat?
You know, when Lord Krishna takes out his wheel to protect Arjuna from Bhishma, the wheel goes somewhere, and then that is called Ekachakra.
Okay. That is Ekachakra. Any other reference that I have not heard of, but I heard one other reference also.
The Pandavas went and lived there for the 1 year of incognito.
Yeah, when they were in their exile, actually, when they were in 14 years, they were exiled. They were traveling from different places, so they lived there in Ekachakra Dham, Pandavas, and there we hear how there is one demon. His name is Bakasura. He's not the same Bakasura which Krishna killed, different Bakasura, who is famous for eating. And then he would come into the village and disturb and eat anyone and everyone. So they made an arrangement with him that every day one person would go with lot of eatables to him, and this demon would eat that person also, and then that whole eatables. That way he'll not come and disturb everyone. So in that village, everybody houses have the turn. So once in a year they get turn. And in the same house where the Pandavas were staying, there the Brahmana, they got their turn, and then they were wondering, whom to go, and then each were competing, the Brahmana and his wife and their son. I will go, I will go. And then at that time, Kunti Devi said, no, Bhima will go. Then Bhima took all the eatables and he started going with the bullock cart. So they would have bullock cart, and then he would eat that. The demon will eat everything. So Bhima was very hungry. He's living in a Brahmana house. He would not get properly fed. So he got this whole eatables, and he started on the way, started eating everything. By the time he reached to that demon, slowly he went there. He's so late. And then that demon got so angry that Bakasur, he attacked Bhima, and then Bhima effortlessly kills this Rakshasa. So that is Ekachakra Dham, that is where you are staying. And that same place, 500 years back, more than 500 years back, all auspicious signs develop where it was mentioned that the great person, the Lord himself will appear, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared. And Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared to very pious, very devoted Brahmanas, Hadai Pandit Oja and Padmavati. So they were so blissful to see Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He's always enchanting everyone in the village. And he's like more beautiful than Cupid. And all day, everybody would like to just see Nityananda Prabhu. As he grew as a child, he started playing with his friends. He would always play different pastimes of Lord in different incarnations. Nobody has taught him, but he knows. So he would just assemble all his friends, and they would enact different pastimes. He would lie down, and then as the Ananta Shesh, and then as Vishnu, and then there is some Samudra Manthan, and then like that, different pastimes, Varahadev pastimes, and Narsinghadev pastimes, and Lord Ram pastimes. So we all know once that how during their playing Lord Ram's pastime, he was like, he's acting like Lakshman. And then when the battle came, he fell unconscious by the arrow of Indrajit. And then he didn't get up, and everybody got afraid. And the elders came and asked what happened. Then they said, okay, that means who is Hanuman here? And the Hanuman said, I was supposed to play Hanuman. Then go and get Sanjeevani. And then he goes and gets some herbs, and then Nityananda Prabhu gets up. Like the different pastimes, he would play and enchant all the devotees of Ekachakra. So then we know that how one sannyasi comes to that place, and he becomes a guest to Adai Pandit and Padmavati. They serve him very nicely. And next day he asked for a boon, and he asked Lord Nityananda Prabhu to come with him for travel, because he says, I'm an old sannyasi, I want to travel everywhere, but I need an assistant. I want your son Nityananda to travel with me. So Hadai Pandit and Padmavati, they their life and soul is on Nityananda Prabhu. But to upkeep the principles of Dharma, being a Brahmanas, and they gave the word to him to fulfill any benediction, any boon he asked. So they give Lord Nityananda Prabhu with him. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's mentioned how Lord Dasharath gave Lord Ram to Vishwamitra Muni. The same way, Hadai Pandit and Padmavati gives Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So Prabhupada also was quoting this, and he was asking for me to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. He would ask some of the Indians at that time to give one of their sons. They have like 3-4 sons like that, and Prabhupada, nobody gave any son to him. So this Hadai Pandit, they gave their life, and then that sannyasi, he took Lord Nityananda Prabhu and he went away. And very soon Hadai Pandit and Padmavati passed away. And Lord Nityananda Prabhu, with that sannyasi, he traveled for a few days, and then after that, he traveled alone. He went to all places across India, from South India to West India to Setubandha to Rameshwaram to different places. And then in that, when he was traveling, he met Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri is coming in our line. He is considered as the root of the tree of devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotional service, all different devotees are compared to a tree, and then Madhavendra Puri is like a root. And then he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, it became a very important branch of the tree of devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he has many followers. He is one important branch in this tree. He has many followers, many famous followers he has. One of his followers is Ramdas, or he became again Abhiram Gopal. He's such an exalted devotee that when Abhiram Gopal would offer obeisances to anyone or any deity, and the deity is not worshipped or installed properly, the deity would break. And that person, if you offer obeisance to any one person, and that person has even a tinge of material desire, and that person would die there only. His head would burst in pieces if Abhiram Gopal offers him obeisances. So whenever Abhiram Gopal would come, all devotees would run away here and there, so that if Abhiram Gopal sees, and then out of humility, if he offers obeisances, and then I have my impurities, and then I will die. So they would run away like that. And there is another devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu is Murari Caitanya. So Murari Caitanya is such a fearless devotee that he would go into the forest, he would slap the tigers and say, chant the holy names of Krishna. So like that, he has all these transcendental devotees. Lord Nityananda is a very important branch he has, Nityananda. But Lord Nityananda Prabhu didn't start preaching or start sharing Krishna consciousness until he got instruction from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, until he met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We see that how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he appeared in Navadvip, but he didn't started preaching, sharing until he met Ishvara Puri, and he took initiation from Ishvara Puri and took instruction from Ishvara Puri. Similarly, when after taking sannyas, so then at that time in Navadvip, when he started propagating the holy names, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu comes there, and then by his instruction, he started preaching. And we know the famous pastimes of Jagai and Madai, how he delivered them in Navadvip. So we can see that, through the example of Nityananda Prabhu also and Lord Chaitanya Prabhu also, that though Lord Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram himself, he is Adi Guru, But until he got the instruction from Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, he didn't started preaching. It's very important that that we have the instruction of Guru always. So he's teaching by that example that we should do any spiritual activity, or especially the outreach, that because devotional service is can be obtained only by devotional service. Bhakti can be given only by bhakti, one who has bhakti. Bhakti cannot be obtained by karma, jnana, or tapasya, or by austerities, or by our chanting, or by our sadhana. No, bhakti can only be obtained by the grace of bhakti only. Bhakti Devi is independent. How Krishna is independent, bhakti is also independent. And bhakti cannot be subjugated for any conditions. Ahai tu kya pratiyata. And bhakti can be only be obtained by devotional service herself. And then that is who the Guru has that devotional service. And by his mercy only one can get devotional service. That's what Nityananda Prabhu was teaching. And then he started this pastimes of spreading Krishna consciousness, spreading the holy name without seeing any distinction. So there are many who would accept Panchatattva and especially Chaitanya Gaur Nitai as their worshipful deities in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But there are few who would not accept Lord Nityananda Prabhu, though they accepted Lord Chaitanya as a Supreme Lord. One such example is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami himself explains that there is one great devotee of Lord Nityananda. His name is Nityananda Ramdas. Nityananda Ramdas, like any other disciples of like major disciples of Nityananda Prabhu, is very transcendental. He would have a flute and would always play on the flute. And then Nityananda Ramdas would go from village to village, and anybody would offer him obeisance and all. Sometimes he would beat them with the flute, or sometimes he jumps on the back of that devotee. Very transcendental pastimes he would do. And then he once comes to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's place. And he comes to his home. So that is in his home there is one Gunarnav Mishra, one Brahmana. He was worshipping the deities of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. This Gunarnav Mishra, he would not accept Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So he was not so happy to see Lord Nityananda Prabhu there. Because of his influence, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother, when Nityananda Ramdas arrived, this Gunarnav Mishra didn't invite him properly. He didn't invite him properly, and he didn't even give. He's worshipping the deity, but he didn't invite him properly. And so he was influenced by this brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, also influenced by this Gunarnav Mishra. And he also developed the same opinion or understanding that how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is supreme, but he would not respect Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So seeing that Nityananda Ramdas is not invited properly, he understood that, because I'm disciple, I'm devotee of Lord Nityananda, they are not respecting me. Nityananda Ramdas just loudly laughs and he stays there and starts playing on his flute. So after some time, then argument breaks out between Nityananda Ramdas and the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. In the argument, he started telling that, I don't like this Nityananda, he's Avadut, he doesn't know where he stays, what he does, and all is very transcendental, and all his activities are all like this. He started telling all different things about Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And then at that time, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami comes and then he argues with his brother that how can you say like this? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are not different. They are one and the same. Without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you can never obtain the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Your thing is like in this half-hen logic. So we all know that stories of half-hen logic where one hen is there and it's giving a golden egg, and that farmer becomes very greedy. He didn't want to feed that hen, so he cuts the neck of that hen. So he thinks that I will get a golden egg without putting any without feeding the hen. And then he loses everything. So like that, he says that it is half an you cannot get mercy of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. And then still his brother doesn't accept, but Krishna Goswami says to ask forgiveness, but he doesn't ask. And Nityananda Ramdas becomes very angry, and then he breaks his flute and goes away from his place. So on that day, and then very soon, what happens is this brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he falls away from devotional service because he offended the devotee of Lord Nityananda, or he blasphemed, or he didn't appreciate, or he offended Lord Nityananda. He became he falls down from devotional service. But because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has argued or in defense of Lord Nityananda, he received the mercy of Lord Nityananda. On that same day night, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in the dream, Lord Nityananda appears and directs him to go to Vrindavan, to leave this home and go to Vrindavan. And next day, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he leaves and he goes to Vrindavan. And then he writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita that how by Lord Nityananda's mercy, just because I have argued in favor of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, I got the mercy of Lord Nityananda, and I got the Vrindavan, I got the association of Rupa, Raghunath, and Sanatan, and all the 6 Goswamis. He prays like that. And those, when my brother who offended, he fell away from devotional service. And also we see another incident where there is this Ramchandra Khan. We all know how Ramchandra Khan has hired this prostitute to entice Haridas Thakur. And this Haridas, and then the prostitute herself, she became a devotee by the purity of Haridas Thakur. But Ramchandra Khan was still offensive. That seed of offense against Haridas Thakur in his heart grew and became like a tree, and he became very, very offensive to devotees. And one day, when the Lord Nityananda Prabhu came to the village of Ramchandra Khan, he went to the house of Ramchandra Khan. In that house, so at that time in Bengal, there are like 2 parts in the house, inner chambers and outer chamber. The outer chamber is called Durga Mandap, where Durga Devi was being worshipped and all. So he would go and sit in this, he went and sat in this Durga Mandap. And then all the people, so many devotees started coming, and then it was so crowded it became. Ramchandra Khan didn't like it, because his house is a big house at the time. He didn't like Lord Nityananda Prabhu coming and sitting in his Durga Mandap. So he sent a message through one of his servants that to tell Nityananda Prabhu that, Nityananda Prabhu, this place is become very small for you. So many people are coming. Why don't you go and find some other place? Why don't you go and sit somewhere else? Maybe a Goshala. A Goshala will have a big place for you. So he was insulting and then telling him to go away from that place. And then Lord Nityananda laughs there, and he understood the offensive mentality of Ramchandra Khan. And then he walks away. While going, he curses Ramchandra Khan that very soon you will be destroyed. He curses and goes away from that place. And then soon, what happens is this Nawab, who he sends his commander to Ramchandra Khan's house, because Ramchandra Khan is a tax collector, and he made a fraud. He was collecting tax, but he was not depositing into the Nawab. And then because of that, a tax raid happens to Ramchandra Khan, and then he comes with all his army, his commander. He plunders Ramchandra Khan, and he arrests him, and he does so many things, and he sits in that Durga Mandap. Actually, in the Durga Mandap, when Lord Nityananda Prabhu leaves that place, Ramchandra Khan gets with cow dung and cow urine. He cleans that whole place because he feels Nityananda Prabhu has made that place impure. The Supreme Lord, how can he make that place impure? Because offensive mentality of Ramchandra Khan, he was thinking that that Nityananda Prabhu has made his place impure. To the extent that he got this whole Durga Mandap cleaned with cow dung and cow urine, but he still feels that no, this place is impure. Like that, he had that mentality, such an offensive mentality. That the same place, this Mlecha commander comes, and then he kills a cow and he eats meat, and all he kills Ramchandra Khan, and the whole village was destroyed. So it is when a great personality is offended, even the whole village or whole country sometimes get destroyed. And when a devotee is pleased or served, that the welfare in that place. Also, we see how Lord Nityananda bestowed his mercy on Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Goswami, he wanted to go to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to be associated with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he tried many times, but he could never succeed. When he heard that nearby in Panihati, Lord Nityananda came, Raghunath Das Goswami immediately went to see him, and he offered obeisances from far. And the associates of Lord Nityananda said that he see there Raghunath Goswami has come, Raghunath has come, and he is offering obeisances. So at that time, Lord Nityananda calls him and says, "Why are you hiding? You are like a thief. I should punish you. You should make a feast to all the devotees." And immediately, with his so joy, Raghunath Goswami goes and purchases this chip rice, and he makes this yogurt and chip rice, and then milk, condensed milk and chip rice, and 2 parts. He gives to all the devotees. So many devotees comes. Even Lord Mahaprabhu comes there and accepts that chip rice because Lord Nityananda invites. And Nityananda Prabhu becomes so happy, and then seeing all the devotees accepting chip rice, and he profusely blesses Raghunath Das Goswami. And next day, when uh, when Raghunath Goswami, he comes and he asks Lord Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu to bestow him, to give him mercy so that he can associate Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. And Lord Nityananda says, "All devotees, please bestow Raghunath. Give him mercy to attain the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, and he 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 can get the shelter of Mahaprabhu, and by overcoming all the impediments, and by the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Goswami even gives all the dakshina and all to Nityananda and all his associates and all. He gets profuse blessings of Lord Nityananda, and then he achieves the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So we can see how Lord Nityananda is very merciful, from Jagai Madai pastime to how he bestows mercy to Raghunath Goswami or Krishna Kaviraj Goswami. At the same time, we can also see that if we offend our Nityananda Prabhu, our Guru, we get, there is a destruction. Like we see Ramchandra Khan or Gunarna Mishra and like that, and Krishna Kaviraj Goswami's brother. So it is a very deep principle, the Guru Tattva, where we are not committing any offense. Guru Tattva means also, there's Siksha Guru. We have so many Siksha Gurus, even all disciples, all devotees, where we don't commit any offense to any devotees, but we serve them by the example of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, how he's teaching, and also by sharing this Krishna consciousness, because that is the mission of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, our mission of Panchatattva. They plunder this treasure house and they are distributing. So when we also assist them in their mission, we get that mercy. And Srila Prabhupada is exemplary. He has given that, the same Anarpita Chiram Chirat, that is, which is never given outside India. This love of Krishna has been distributed by Prabhupada in the Western countries, especially. So we have that opportunity. We have that supreme mercy to spread this holy names of Krishna through various form and in various ways. So we'll take this opportunity and pray to Lord Nityananda and Panchatattva that we become a instrument in distributing their mercy and not to commit offenses to any devotees, and to serve the gurus and to serve all the devotees. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu. It was so enlightening.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, I have one question. First of all, it's wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Who is this speaking? I don't know.
Das.
Saraj Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. All Krishna, Prabhu. So, Prabhuji, you know, I'm talking on behalf of myself only. So, I only remember Nityananda Prabhu or Balramji on the occasion of their appearance day. But rest of the time, I never remember Nityananda Prabhu and Balramji. But we always say that, without the mercy of Balramji or Nityananda Prabhu, we cannot reach Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how do I improve, or what should I do so that, I'll go with that? I mean, I should have the same, what do you call, love or affection, what I'm trying to get from Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I should get it from Nityananda Prabhu.
You are fortunate. You are at least remembering Lord Chaitanya Prabhu and Krishna, not Nityananda Prabhu so much.
But we say that Prabhu, without mercy of Nityananda Prabhu or Balaramji, we cannot reach to Krishna, right? Then
So that's what we not know the tattva. It is Guru Tattva. Nityananda Prabhu representing Guru Tattva, Bhakta Swarupakam. He is the Swarupa of the devotee. It is represented by Guru. So if we are serving under the instruction of the spiritual master. In Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, the remembrance is less. We are still in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, at least me. So the remembrance part is less, it is. More is the activity part under the instruction of spiritual master. So we are just engaging in devotional service. So when it becomes natural, when it becomes spontaneous, then the remembrance comes. And of course, at the same time, if we are remembering Guru, every day we are singing Samsara Davanala prayers in the morning. So it is the Guru is passing on to his Guru, and it is ultimately coming to Nityananda Prabhu. We may not be directly glorifying, we can every day also, but we are more accessible is the same Guru Tattva, Nityananda Prabhu is accessible to us in form of Guru. We are doing Guru Puja, we are doing Samsara Davanala prayers. So it is same, it is. If you are always constantly remembering, okay, my Guru's mission, I want to help in my Guru's mission and spreading whatever the Guru's instruction, then you are remembering Lord Nityananda Prabhu. That's my understanding.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, that feels me little better now. Thank you very much for your.
And also, don't we chant the Panchatattva before we chant every mantra? So in a way, we are remembering all the Panchatattva also, including Nityananda Prabhu, right?
Yes, it's true also. We are worshipping Gaur Nitya. In most of our homes, Gaur Nitya is there.
Right. Also, we chant the Nityananda Avadotindo Vasudha Prana Vallabha, that mantra also, no, Prabhuji, to remember Nityananda Swami.
Yes, there are so many mantras for Nitya, there are so many songs. Nitai Pada Kamala, like so many, yes. There is no limit.
Yeah, I chant the Ashtakam, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Because I need the most mercy more than anybody else.
But
The more
Nityananda Prabhu,
fallen
he
you
doesn't
are,
take
the
any
more
offense.
mercy you need.
He doesn't take any offense by when we chant or when we pray to him, he doesn't take offense. But at the same time, there is one is prayer, another is activity. We need to serve also Nityananda Prabhu or Guru. Both are very important.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. A very nice lecture. I have a question, Prabhuji. So, why is it? It's Kavish, Prabhuji.
Kavish.
I don't think you can. Yeah. So, I have a question. So, why is Nityananda Prabhuji so merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Like his mercy, there's an example about his mercy. So, Lord Krishna's mercy is
yeah. His expansion of Lord Chaitanya Krishna, like expansion of Balaram. So his expansion of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So expansion becomes more merciful. Because Mahaprabhu is coming as a devotee. His mission is to give devotional service, and his expansion as Nityananda Prabhu is very merciful. And also is Adi Guru. He is the representing the Guru Tattva, and the Guru's mission is to deliver, to give Krishna to all. So it becomes more merciful.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This is
Hari
Tirthapad.
Bol, Thiru Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Tirthapad Madhavdas. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Same here, Prabhu. First of all, thank you for the wonderful class. And I have one question, Prabhu. What I know is that Veera Chandra Prabhu is that he is the son of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Veera
That's
Chandra.
right. He's another great devotee, Veerachandra.
And how about their disciplic succession or lineage, Prabhu, after Veera Chandra Prabhu? Any?
See, there is one lineage is, Nityananda Goswami. They are like lineage of by birth. But we are in the disciplic section of Nityananda Prabhu. Because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, they all accepted Nityananda Prabhu as their Master Narottam Das Thakur. We celebrated his appearance day recently. All the devotees. So we are also in that lineage. And there is another familial lineage also there. Goswami lineage. They say, we are lineage of Nityananda Prabhu. That is also there. They are not only Veerachandra, others also for Nityananda Prabhu's sons. So both, but we accept the lineage of Siksha. Like how Nityananda Prabhu accepted lineage Siksha too, like he took Siksha from Madhavendra Puri, like that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Who is this?
This is Tulsi.
Haribol Tulsi.
I want to say that I like the class and I also like that you showed the picture of Gauranitai and in our temple we have this Gauranitai.
And this Gaurnitai which I showed is from your temple only.
Yeah.
Yeah. You recognize them? I'll show you again.
Yes, I like them.
Yeah, you see, this from your temple only.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you,
See
Prabhuji.
there, Gaurnitai came. Same Gaurnitai. The two Gaurnitais.
Yes. What is your name?
My name is written here, Sundernath Das. You can read also, Sundernath Das.
You're the...
So sweet. Anyone else has to share anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji, all goes to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna,
Damodar
Damodar
Swarupdas.
Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I always had this question. Nityananda Prabhu was very merciful, but he left his parents at a very early age and they left their body once Nityananda Prabhu left. So how do we understand this? Means it is for the higher cause he left, but their parents left their bodies in remembrance of Nityananda Prabhu.
Yeah, they are the eternal associates of Lord. We cannot imitate. The Lord is, that's why he's good. But at the same time, we should see that, they are eternal associates of Lord. Even if they left where they went again, their eternal pastimes it is. So living in this world is okay. For us, it is important that because we don't know whether we get an opportunity again to serve devotionaries or not. So our lives are, means like, we have to take care of our bodies. But they are already perfected beings. That's why they left, because in separation. They left this world, but in the eternal pastimes they entered. So there is no loss. Because they were doing the same thing here also. And they did the same thing after they left also. That is always remembering Lord Nityananda in their pastimes as their parents. But it looks like, like he left his parents in a cruel way like that. But also shows that his merciful nature, like how he left his family, like Lord Mahaprabhu also took sannyas to give to us, to deliver you and me. If they didn't live, if they were staying with their parents and had their family and all, we will be rotting in the material world. So it's a responsibility for us too. That they took up this hardships, so we need to perfect ourselves and bring others also over to their lotus feet. So in two ways we can understand that. One is transcendental, another way is they are merciful. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That helps, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Also, Hadai Pandit is a incarnation of Dasharatha Maharaj and Vasudev, right, Prabhuji? And
Yeah, in Bhartini Ratnakar, it's all mentioned. It is, I don't know much details, but yeah, that's right. But it's obviously, yeah, because he's the father of Lord. Nityananda.
okay, Prabhuji. Thank
They're all
you.
eternal past. That's what, no, they're all eternally, they're coming again like Balaram and everyone in Gaur Leela is from Krishna Leela too, or in Ram Leela like that.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
We are almost at the hour now. So if anybody else has any questions or comments, should we start wrapping up? Sundernath Prabhu, if nobody has anything to add.
I have something to add. I'd like to thank Sundernath for coming to our home, to our temple, to our homes. And we hope he continues coming. This is probably a lot easier for him to come than the old way he used to come.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Right, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sundernath Prabhu. It was a really nice class.
Thank you so much. There is an, I don't know, when you do announcements, you do book distribution announcements now? Or?
We'll do, we'll have Aarti now,
Okay.
once we have the conch shell, and then nourishing prayer, announcements, and then after announcements, we'll have dramatized reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is actually getting ready upstairs. Yeah.
We are having glimpses now and then, Amrita Kelly.
We're having glimpses now and then. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there are devotees. The devotees getting ready in different parts of Connecticut. Many expansions of Eka Chakra and but we just had the hair cutting ceremony a few minutes ago.
Okay. Looking forward. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you again, Sundernath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thanks for the calendar.
Krishna. Hari Bol.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Srivasadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Aarti ka sobha Shiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Aarti ka sobha Jahanami Tatamani Jagamana Lobha Janami Tatamani Jagamana Lobha Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, 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 Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, 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 Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, 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 Sri Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya 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 Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda
Jai Om Vishnu Paramahansa Parabrajakacharya Jasatara Sata Shri Shri Maris Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charan Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Paramahansa Parabrajakacharya Jasatara Sata Shri Shri Maris Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Siho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kundi Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mahi Ki Jai. Jamuna Mahi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. Lord Nrsimha Deva Ki Jai. Shri Shalagram Shilas Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityananda Ram Ki Jai. Appearance of Lord Nityananda Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
भगवान की जय, बख्शिश प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, प्रपात की जय।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for our special Nityananda Trayodasi extended celebrations this evening. And for today's program, we have a list of sponsors. So I will read out the names. And thank you for everyone who has sponsored today's program. Rasaraj Prabhu Sevanandini Mataji and family. Haribol. Dulal Krishna Prabhu Tarini Radhika Mataji and family. Haribol. Sudevi Priya Mataji and family. Haribol. Malath Priya Mataji, Madhav Gopal Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Anand Gauranga Prabhu, Amrit Keli Mataji and family. Haribol. Amisha Rajni and Veena Patel family. Haribol. Chennaiya Prabhu, Anuchinta Mataji and family. Haribol. Geeta and Jagadish Shah family. Haribol. Geeta Mala Mataji and family. Haribol. Janvarani Mataji, Janak Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Brajanandini Mataji, Madhav Kanta Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Nikunja Sitarani Mataji, Aviram Divya Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Ragasindhu Prabhu, Vallabhi Gopi Mataji and family. Haribol. Satyendra Prabhuji, Preeti Mataji, Darshan family. Haribol. Jill and Gary Ramos family. Haribol. Manishi and Deb family. Haribol. Ganapati Govind Prabhuji, Radha Preeti Mataji and family. Haribol. Manish Prabhuji, Gunjan Mataji and family. Haribol. Jai Radhe Mataji. Haribol. Srinivas Acharya Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Damodar Swarup Prabhuji, Padmalosini Mataji and family. Haribol. Sujata Mataji and family. Haribol. Omyo Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Anand Vrindavan Prabhuji and family. Haribol. Thank you very much once again to all of our sponsors. And as you can see, the deities are beautifully decked today. The flower garlands, the flower ornamentation. So we would like to thank all the devotees who volunteered to clean up the flowers and decorate with this beautiful floral decorations, including the garlands. So Jiva Mataji, I was speaking to Jiva Mataji this afternoon, and she also wanted to convey her thanks because the deities look really beautiful. And I can see Prakash Prabhuji mentioning in the chat that beautiful garlands. So Prakash Prabhuji, we really miss you, but in your absence, we're also trying to, our devotees are trying to learn, and I think the deities look really beautiful today.
Prabhu, you did not read second line.
I don't want to say that, Prabhu. I don't agree with you that Gaurnite wanted you to leave.
No,
but we're trying to follow on your footsteps, Prabhuji.
Prakash and his wife have trained them up to make these garlands.
Exactly, Prabhuji.
We're still continuing. They're very responsible devotees, and even before leaving, they make sure all their services are covered very nicely. I'm still not sure who he has to wash the pots in cold water, but we're not up to that yet. But I'd like to also thank all the people who work with the flowers. We had 5 boxes of flowers, big boxes, and to clean them up and put them away it's a lot of work. And I was doing it for a while, and I can't do it anymore, just because I'm not as surrendered as those devotees. So we got to appreciate all those devotees who help with the flowers, cleaning them up, making the garlands, making the vases, everything. It's a lot of work, and every single week they do it. So we have
Oh, plus making prasadam and delivering the prasadam to the devotees. That also is quite a job. Thank you.
Yeah, so everybody in the background is doing a lot of service. Not everybody, but almost everybody.
So who did the garlands?
Let's see.
Mataji, it was a combined effort. Yeah, go ahead, Jiva Mataji.
Well, I know Radhapriti, Deb, Manishi, Yuga Dharma, Sevanandini, and Shraddha. Was there anyone else?
Anuchinta Mataji.
Anuchinta. They all helped with the garlands, and Jai Radhe did the vases. And the ones who cleaned up were Janavarani, Janak,
Pratap Prabhuji's family, Suma Mataji, Kavish, and
yes, yes, and also Jyoti and Mahesh Shah. They helped too.
And when we say clean up, it's not like you just clean up the mess afterwards. It's going to each flower and taking off the leaves and cutting them, and it's a lot of work for each individual flower. Then it gets put in water and of course put in the refrigerator. So it's really a lot of work. And Kavish does it pretty much every single week. He's there doing it.
Very nice. Thank you.
Loud Haribol for all the devotees.
Yes.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
So we already had one of our main events this evening, starting with Sundernath Prabhuji's lecture. Thank you very much, Sundernath Prabhuji. And we have one more main attraction of this evening coming up in a few minutes. So please stay tuned for that. It'll follow this announcements. And if anyone is interested in sponsoring for any of our upcoming Sunday programs, you can be one of the sponsors for only $125. And for that, you may contact His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhuji or Her Grace Jiva Mataji at the temple phone number that is displayed on your screen. And you can also, if you're interested, you can also be part of our 12 feast sponsors. So currently, you can be, this includes all of our main, 12 Vaishnava holidays, all the main attractions, the main events that we have. So currently we have, the sponsorship for only $1,401. So if this is the first great celebration, first big celebration that we are having for this year. So you still have time. If anyone who hasn't sponsored for the 12 Vaishnava holidays wants to sign up, so there is still a chance for you, because we are beginning with Nityananda Trayodasi. So if anyone is interested, you can let us know now. You can drop your name in the chat, or you may contact His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhuji or Jiva Mataji at the temple phone number that I had mentioned. So maybe I'll just wait for a few seconds just in case anyone wants to speak up and is interested in adding their names for this. So we have the other Vaishnava festivals also lined up. We will be having the other 11 festivals all the way through Gita Jayanti in December. And opulent prasadam is prepared, especially Jiva Mataji prepares a lot of sweets. All of the other devotees also contribute with sweets and savories. So Mahaprasadam bags, we really wait for those. And Mahaprasadam bags are also delivered to the devotees at their homes as well. And I also wanted to mention, in case someone is based outside of Connecticut and wants to sponsor, we can also make arrangements to mail the Mahaprasadam to them. So you may feel free to let us know. Besides, of course, the Mahaprasadam, sometimes we also get some additional goodies, like we get some books by Srila Prabhupada or other acharyas, other exalted devotees. Sometimes we get small presents, which are also exciting to have. So yeah, you may let us know if anyone else is interested.
Outside of Connecticut, but within the United States.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for clarifying that. Yes. So within the United States, outside of Connecticut, we can also make arrangements to mail the Mahaprasadam. we are going to have curtains for the altar at the new temple. New curtains coming up. Hari Bol. So as soon as the temple reopens, you might have, some special attractions waiting for you at the temple. So we're going to have new curtains along with automated electronic rods. So someone just has to press the button and the curtains would open gradually, and also at the end when we want to close darshan, the curtains will gradually close just with the press of a button. So we are having these automated curtains awaiting for you when the temple reopens. We are having the installation being done. The total expense incurred for the curtains, the automated electronic rods, along with the installation charges for the same, come to around $5,500, and we are inviting sponsors who would like to contribute towards that amount. We did have a few volunteers last time on Thursday when we made this announcement. So if anyone is interested to contribute towards this, please let us know. We are also accepting partial sponsorships. So you can let us know now. You can put your name in the chat window, or you can contact us at the temple phone number. We are going to continue with our regular online programs through the week. And I mean, we're going to continue as long as we have the temple closure for the time being, and maybe beyond that as well. So here's a quick snapshot of the programs that are currently ongoing. You can find all of these details on the ISKCON of Connecticut website. The link is provided at the bottom of your screen. And we're using the standard ISKCON of Connecticut temple Zoom. So the details are also displayed on your screen. You can find these as well on the temple website. I see a few chats coming up. Okay, I see Pranath Govind Prabhuji, Nanda Gopal Das Prabhuji, and Tanmay Prabhuji want to contribute towards the curtains. Hari Bol! Thank you, Kavish, for reminding me to look at the chat. Thank you very much, Pranath Govind Prabhuji, Nanda Gopal Prabhuji, Tanmay Prabhuji. Is there any specific amount that you have in mind, specific Lakshmi that you have in mind, Prabhuji?
Prabhu, 1501. Thank you.
Hari Bol! Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So $1,501 contributed towards the new curtain for the new temple altar. Pranath Govind Prabhuji, Nanda Gopal Prabhuji, and Tanmay Prabhuji. Hari Bol! We also have a special promotion for Sri Caitanya Charitamrita. It's a set of 9 books, and the regular Lakshmi for this is $125, but now you can avail this for only $108. Hari Bol! So this special promotion is going to be available through Gaur Purnima. So if anyone is interested, you can sponsor, you can take it yourself, or you can sponsor on behalf of the temple, and on your behalf we can actually share the set of books with someone else. Did anyone have something to say? I heard someone speak. So yeah, Chaitanya Charitamrita is usually considered as the PhD of Vaishnava studies. So if anyone is interested, here on your screen you can see the details for placing your order, the phone number and the email. And anyone who knows Ganpati Govind Prabhuji, you can directly call him up as well and place your order.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Sundernath Prabhu wants to say something on book distance, right? Hare
Krishna Sundernath Prabhuji, yes, please go ahead.
No, just that's a nice opportunity for having Chaitanya Charitamrita said to read more pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Those who don't have can definitely take this.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much for adding that, Prabhuji. Yes, especially now that we are celebrating Nityananda Trayodasi, I think what could be a better opportunity? We can get the essence right in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I also see Amyo Prabhuji mentioning in the chat that he would like to sponsor Chaitanya Charitamrita for someone, one of the sets. Haribol, thank you, Amyo Prabhuji. So Ganpati Govind Prabhuji, you may just note down Amyo Prabhuji's name. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. If any other devotee is inspired. Hare Krishna.
No, this is Ganpati Govindas Prabhu. I just said I will note down. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I'm just trying to also look at the chat window in case there are any other messages that I might have missed. I see some devotees. Okay, yeah, it's an acknowledgement of the same. All right, thank you very much. And with that, now we will move over to the other special attraction of this evening, as I was mentioning, the dramatized reading for Nityananda Trayodasi. So let's move over and avail of the mercy of the nectar of the dramatized reading for Nityananda Trayodasi. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji's, Mataji's, you can take over.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Wish you all a very happy and blissful Nityananda Trayodasi. Lord Nityananda is Lord Balram himself, who manifested himself to assist Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu in his earthly pastimes. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most munificent avatara, but it is said that Lord Chaitanya doesn't bestow his mercy on anyone until Lord Nityananda bestow his blessings. Therefore, Lord Nityananda is sometimes considered even more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. This is evident from the pastimes where Lord Chaitanya delivers the most degraded and sinful brothers, Jagai Madai, on the request of Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami has very mercifully given us the magnum opus scripture for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the Caitanya Charitamrita. Caitanya Charitamrita focuses mostly on the life, pastimes, and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At the same time, it also gives a lot of glimpses of the life of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami describes the opulence of Nityananda Prabhu right in the Adi Leela chapter 5 of Caitanya Charitamrita. In this section of Caitanya Charitamrita, he narrates how Lord Nityananda personally blessed him. Following dramatized reading is adopted from this very section of Caitanya Charitamrita.
Lord
I now
Nityananda
invite
Prabhu ki. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya. All glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balram is his second body. These two are one and the same. They differ only in form. Lord Balram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadvipa as Lord Chaitanya, and Balram appeared with him as Lord Nityananda. May Shri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshana, Sheshanag, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karana ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Shri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshana. He possesses full opulence and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. In the spiritual sky, the personal feature of Balram, called Mahasankarshana, is the shelter of the spiritual energy. He is the primary cause, the cause of all causes. One variety of the pastimes of the spiritual energy is described as pure goodness, Visuddha Sattva. It comprises all the abodes of Vaikuntha Know for certain that they are all manifestations of the opulence of Sankarshana. There is one marginal potency known as Jiva. Mahasankarshana is the shelter of all Jivas. Sankarshana is the original shelter of the Purusha, from whom this world is created and in whom it is dissolved. Sankarshana is the shelter of everything. He is wonderful in every respect, and his opulences are infinite. Even Ananta cannot describe his glory. That Sankarshana, whose transcendental pure goodness is a partial expansion of Nityananda Balram. I offer my obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is also Karanodakshai Vishnu, lying on the Karana ocean. He is the original Purusha, the master of the illusory energy, and the shelter of all the universes. Karanodakshai Vishnu is the performer of creation, maintenance, and destruction in the material universe. He manifests himself in many incarnations, for he is the maintainer of the world. Although the Lord is the shelter of everything, and although all the universes rest in him, he as the super soul is also the support of everything. That Mahapurusha, Karanodakshai Vishnu, is the plenary part of Lord Nityananda Balram, the favorite associate of Lord Caitanya. I also offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu sprouts the lotus, that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. Lord Narayana as Vishnu maintains the entire world. Lord Vishnu, being beyond all material attribute, has no touch with the material qualities. Assuming the form of Rudra, he destroys the creation. Thus creation, maintenance, and dissolution are created by his will. He is the super soul, Hiranyagarbha, the cause of the material world. The universal form is conceived as his expansion. That Lord Narayana is a part of the plenary part of Lord Nityananda Balram, who is the source of all incarnations. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Shirodakshai Vishnu, lying in the ocean of milk. That Shirodakshai Vishnu is the super soul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sheshnag is his further subpart. Lord Vishnu, in the form of Lord Shesha, holds the planet upon his heads, although he does not know where they are, for he cannot feel their existence beyond upon his heads. His thousands of extended hoods are adorned with dazzling jewels surpassing the sun. The universe, which measures 500 million yojanas in diameter, rests on one of his hoods like a mustard seed. That Ananta Shesha is the devotee incarnation of Godhead. He knows nothing but service to Lord Krishna. With his thousands of mouths, he sings the glories of Lord Krishna. But although he always sings in that way, he does not find an end to the qualities of the Lord. The four Kumaras hear Srimad Bhagavatam from his lips, and they in turn repeat it in the transcendental bliss of love of Godhead. He serves Lord Krishna in the form of his umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. He is thus called Lord Shesha, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. That person of whom Lord Ananta is a part of a plenary part is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who therefore can know the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Since he is the source of all incarnations, everything is possible in him. Lord Nityananda has unlimited incarnations. In transcendental emotion, he calls himself a servant of Lord Caitanya. Sometimes he serves Lord Caitanya as his guru, sometimes as his friend, and sometimes as his master, just as Lord Balram played with Lord Krishna in these three different moods in Braja. Playing like a bull, Lord Balram fights with Krishna head to head, and sometimes Lord Krishna massages the feet of Lord Balram. He considers himself a servant and knows Krishna to be his master. Thus he regards himself as a fragment of his plenary portion. Lord Nityananda Swarupa formally appeared as Lakshmana and served Lord Ramachandra as his younger brother. The activities of Lord Ram were full of suffering, but Lakshman, on his own accord, tolerated that suffering. As a younger brother, he could not stop Lord Ram from his resolution, and so he remained silent, although unhappy in his mind. When Lord Krishna appeared, Balram became his elder brother to serve him to his heart's content and make him enjoy all sorts of happiness. Shri Ram and Shri Lakshmana, who are plenary portions of Lord Krishna and Lord Balram, entered into them at the time of Krishna's and Balram's appearance. Lord Caitanya is the same as Lord Krishna, and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balram. Lord Nityananda fulfills all the desires of Lord Caitanya. The ocean of Lord Nityananda's glories is infinite. Only by his mercy can I touch even a drop of it. Please listen to another glory of his mercy. He made a fallen living entity climb to the highest limit. To disclose it is not proper, for it should be kept as confidential as the Vedas. Yet I shall speak of it to make his mercy known to all. O Lord Nityananda, I narrate of your mercy out of great exultation. Please forgive me of my offenses. My brother had faith in Lord Caitanya, but only a glimmer of faith in Lord Nityananda. I rebuked my brother for this offense. I told him, these two brothers are like one body. They are identical manifestations. If you do not believe in Lord Nityananda, you will fall down. If you have faith in one but disrespect the other, your logic is like the logic of accepting half a hen. That night, Lord Nityananda appeared to me in a dream. Because of my good quality and in chastising my brother, I fell at his feet, offering my obeisances, and then he placed his lotus feet upon my head.
Awake, get up, get up, get up, my dear Krishnadas Kaviraj. Get up, please. My heart is melting. Please get up, Krishnadas.
Lord Nityananda ki jai. Upon rising, I was greatly astonished to see his beauty. He had a glossy blackish complexion, and his tall, strong, heroic stature made him seem like Cupid himself. He had beautifully formed hands, arms, and legs, and eyes like lotus flowers. He wore a silk cloth with a silk turban on his head. He wore golden earrings on his ears and golden armlets and bangles. He wore tinkling anklets on his feet and a garland of flowers around his neck. His body was anointed with sandalwood pulp, and he was nicely decorated with tilaka. His movements surpassed those of maddened elephant. His face was more beautiful than millions upon millions of moons, and his teeth were like pomegranate seeds because of chewing beetle. His body moved to and fro, right and left, for he was absorbed in ecstasy. He chanted Krishna, Krishna in deep voice.
Krishna, Krishna.
His red stick moving in his hand, he seemed like a maddened lion. All around the fourth side of his feet were bumblebees. His devotees, dressed like cowherd boys, surrounded his feet like so many bees and also chanted Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna. Gauranga, Gauranga.
Some of them played horns and flutes, and others danced and sang. Some of them offered betel nuts, and others waved chamra fans about him. Thus I saw such opulence in Lord Nityananda Swarupa. His wonderful form, qualities, and pastimes are all transcendental. I was overwhelmed with transcendental ecstasy, not knowing anything else. Then Lord Nityananda smiled and spoke to me as follows.
Krishnadas, please do not be afraid. Go to Vrindavan, and all your desires will be fulfilled. Please, my dear son, proceed towards Vrindavan.
After saying this, he directed me towards Vrindavan by waving his hand. Then he disappeared with his associates. I fainted and fell to the ground. My dream broke. When I regained consciousness, I saw that morning had come. I thought about what I had seen and heard and concluded that the Lord had ordered me to proceed to Vrindavan at once. That very second, I started for Vrindavan, and by his mercy, I reached there in great happiness. All glory to Lord Nityananda Balram, by whose mercy I have attained shelter in the transcendental abode of Vrindavan. All glory to the merciful Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana. By his mercy, I have attained the shelter of the great personality Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, and by his mercy, I have found the refuge of Sri Swarup Damodar. By the mercy of Sanatan Goswami, I have learned the final conclusions of devotional service, and by the grace of Sri Rupa Goswami, I have tasted the highest nectar of devotional service. All glory to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained Sri Radha Govinda. I have attained all this by coming to Vrindavan, and this was made possible by the mercy of Lord Nityananda. I have described my own story without reservations. The attributes of Lord Nityananda are making me feel like a madman, forcing me to narrate these things. The glories of Lord Nityananda transcendental attributes are unfathomable. Even Lord Shesha, with his thousands of mouths, cannot find their limit. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring for their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Lord Nityananda ki jai.
Nam gai Gaura Madhur Sware. Nam gai Gaura Madhur Sware. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grihe thako, vane thako, sada hari naam rakho. Grihe thako, vane thako, sada hari naam rakho. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, 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 Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Lord Nityananda ki.
Hi.
Thank you. Wonderful narration and kirtan.
So if somebody did not know that Lord Nityanand was an Avadut, I think looking at the kirtan and the performance by Rocky Hill Stars, they are convinced now. You tell me next time that there will be a rocking performance, we'll make this a ticketed event.
Jai Prabhupada.
There was a Farmington Star too.
Jai Krishna.
Actually, the narrator was from Newington.
I didn't shave my head for nothing.
Okay,
Good thing
Dev
is
Prabhu, you can
good
conclude.
thing is working remote, huh?
Mataji, are we going to have sponsor Kirtan now, or are we done?
No, this is the end of the program, Dev Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much once again, everyone, for joining us for our extended Nityananda Trayodasi celebrations this evening. And the dramatized reading was really wonderful. I hope everyone enjoyed that.
Prabhuji, we had a short kirtan for the few sponsors. I mean, if you can, it was in the schedule. I know it's
Yes,
running
Prabhuji.
late.
Yeah, I was just wondering that we are going to have that. So yeah, we can move over to the sponsor Kirtan then next. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Are you able to hear me all right?
We can hear you all right.
Shrimate
Jai
Tayo Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So with that wonderful Kirtan, we are at the concluding stage of our Sunday program. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us for our extended Nityananda Trayodasi celebrations. And we hope that you will join us again in our upcoming programs. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can we have close-up darshans?
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Shat Goswami Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Raj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Panchatattva Ki Jai. Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Shri Narsingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. Shri Shaligram Shilas Ki Jai. ISKCON of Connecticut ki jai. His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhu ji, Her Grace Jiva Mata ji ki jai. The Prabhupada ki jai.
Nityananda Ram ki jai.
Jai. Thank you very much for the close-up darshan, Mataji. Hare Krishna.